Hello everyone, this is Kieran from Keys Minis. Welcome to today's video. Today we're going to paint some Kill Team terrain. So first we're going to paint all the metal areas, and because it's an orky terrain, pretty much all of it in lead belcher. Nice and easy, just thin the paint down and spread it around. You may need 1 or 2 coats with this, just depending on how you thin the paint down. Once all that is done, we're going to use Nun oil and we're just going to shade all of the surface again. Once the Nun oil has dried thoroughly, then we're going to use Agrax Earth Shade, and we're going to shade twice with this layer, so it kind of creates a rusted, dirty effect. Next I'm using Uriel Yellow, or you can use a Vallejo variation as well, and all I'm going to do is paint like the boilers or the tanks on this piece. 1 or 2 very thin layers. It doesn't need to be perfect, you kind of want it to still look a bit metallic-y. I also added a few little drips in so it looked like it was just been painted on by an orc. Next I'm using Mephiston Red, and all I'm going to do is paint on the orc signage. There's a couple of these, there's one at the bottom I missed, so just take your time and find them. Next I'm using Neon Purple, and I'm just going to paint the door. As it's orcs, it's a stealth door. Again, 1 or 2 thin layers. Then I'm using a tinny tin from Vallejo, but you could always use warpstone You could always use the Warpstone Bronze, I think it is, from Games Workshop as an alternative, and I'm just going to paint the grills. Now with Administratum Grey, I'm just going to make this as the basing layer of the kind of white orc symbol. So 1 or 2 layers of that on the orc symbols. With Corn Red, I painted the oil can. With Mephiston Red and Ranoxide, I then shaded on the red area of the orc sign just to give it a bit of darkness, more towards the bottom, and I used a thin down glazing layer of this. 1 or 2 coats over it just to get, depends on how dark you want the shade to go. Now with Ranoxide, I'm just dry brushing right at the bottom of the structure, just to make it look a bit weathered and dirty. Now with Warp Block Bronze, I'm just going to then paint any other grills or metals that I want to just add a goldy colour effect on. Now with Mournfang Brown, I'm just going to dry brush across the model, down towards the bottom where I've done the Ranoxide, but a little bit higher as well, just to make it look like dirt and just to make it look like dirt and things have splashed across the surface area. Now with Nickel Oxide, I'm just going to go around and add in some more rusting kind of effect and look like that a little bit more weathering has happened across the model. Just very thin, just apply it where you want to, be loose. Around bolts and stuff like that is a good target area. Now with Valeo's Sun Yellow, I'm just going to dry brush where those light bulbs are. Just take your time. A little bit of dry brushing here, that's it. Now with Koroks White, at a thin down glaze consistency, I'm just going to paint in a little bit of white areas on these bulbs. You take your 1 or 2 layers just to get that to make it look like it's popping and you've got a bit of OSL effect. Wires now, I'm going to use a green, an orange and a blue colour. These can be any colours you really want, it's just I'm just painting the wires on the building. Just take your time, be really slow with this. If you don't really want to splash in the areas you've all gone. So I use the edge highlight mainly. And that's it, a simple paint recipe just to bring your Octarius kill team terrain to life. And I hope you've enjoyed this one. If you have, please leave a like, comment, share, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.